Well, hello everyone. Today is Wednesday, April the 21st, and it's my pleasure to bring the most recent update for the city of Belleville as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. And today finds me at Riverside Park here on, I believe it's the Lady Annabelle, the ship, and right behind me is Fort Belleville. This is one of our playgrounds, which is, we're very proud, is open for members of the public and children, and there are a number of kids that are here today. And again, we ask folks and parents to use our playgrounds and use our parks, but please be careful. When you cannot socially distance, wear a mask. And of course, when you're indoors, you're going to wear a mask as well, but also outdoors when you can't socially distance. Here on the screen is the update for today with respect to COVID-19 numbers here in the city, and you will see the number of new cases and active cases, but also something that I'm paying more and more attention to. It's the variants of concern numbers that we have here in our city, and that is the mutation of the COVID-19 virus that first presented last year. And so these variants of concern are the ones that are spreading a little more quickly, and we're concerned about them. But you'll also see on the screen the number of people who are hospitalized, on IC in intensive care, and on a ventilator. And we did over the weekend have another fatality, which really was a tragedy, and we express our sympathies to the family. And we ask everyone to stay careful. Again, follow the 3 W's. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance. And if you are indoors, of course, you're always wearing a mask, and outdoors as well if you can't socially distance. Do those things we know work. And we also know now the vaccinations are happening in our community, and there was some great news this week. People 40 years in age of older can go to your local drugstores and get the COVID-19 vaccine. I did it myself today. I registered on the Shoppers Drug Mart website. It was super easy, and they're going to contact me when a space opens up. But I'm looking forward to getting vaccinated, and I hope that you will as soon as possible. That's what we need moving forward. Last week was a little bit of a confusing and discouraging week in some ways. The provincial government made some announcements on Friday last week regarding the further measures to deal with COVID-19, and then they changed some of those directions on Saturday. So the two areas that I think are most concerning to us were they had closed recreational facilities such as playgrounds and parks. Those are now open, and that's why I'm here at the Pirate Ship Park. But they still are not allowing organized sports, golf, and some different activities. So we're looking forward to further clarification from the provincial government over the next couple of weeks as we deal with it. But in the meantime, I'm really happy to say that our playgrounds are open, and it's great to see kids out using it. Although the weather this week is going to make it so we may not want to go to the playground. We're going to have a little bit of snow this week, but that should change very quickly. A couple of days, we'll be back to the 14s and 15s and sunshine, what we want. The other part of last week's announcement that was kind of concerning had to do with police powers and being able to stop people without what they call probable cause. And it caused a lot of concern because we don't want to have our bylaw enforcement officers or members of the police service just pulling people over randomly. We're under a stay-at-home order, and you should be staying home. But we don't have the resources to be out there and doing roadblocks and stopping people. So on Saturday, the provincial government clarified their statement regarding the fact that police will be stopping people for probable cause, and if they're stopped for something and they find out that they're not out for essential purposes, there can be tickets issued. But we're not going out and looking for people. Again, bylaw enforcement responds on a complaint basis. So if people have complaints, they can go to the city website and fill out a complaint, or they can contact bylaw enforcement. But we're not going to be out searching for people and asking them where they're going and where they're from and what they're doing. As I said, all of our other fields are still open, but they're not allowed for active games kind of things. The social gatherings are still in effect, limits no more than 5. But what you can do is, if you are living by yourself, you can have you can attach yourself to one household, not multiple, but one household, and you can interact with some people and do that. So, those are still in place. Non-essential construction was paused. So our city projects continue. As a municipal government, we're an essential service. So all of our construction projects can go ahead, but non-essential construction is paused. Residential construction continues, so we're still going to be building homes and all those kinds of things. And then there were some changes to capacity levels. Previously, big box retailers were restricted to 50%. That's been now reduced to 25%. So we will see longer waits outside of these facilities as you queue to go in. Certainly on the weekend when I went on Sunday to a grocery store, we had to wait outside to go in. But also weddings, funerals, and religious services are cut now down from a percentage basis. Now they're down to 10 people indoors or outdoors. So just information. On the bright side, vaccination rollouts continue to go really, really well. And we are, of course, vaccinating the health units, vaccinating people that are 60 years of age and older. But this week, Ontario is now offering the vaccine to people 40 years of age and older. As I said, those are going to be administered through drug stores. So please go to the provincial government website for more information. Visit ontario.ca/book vaccine to register. And it's good. We've got very strong numbers. These are the numbers of vaccinations that have been done here in our health unit. So a significant amount of it. And also, this is the important part. These are people that have gotten 2 vaccines, and that is great. As of Tuesday this week, we were 2% of the total population had received both vaccines, and that number is climbing every week. So that is very, very good. Here's a picture with myself and Craig Olivier this week, where I dropped off some bus passes for the Bridge Street United Church, and the group there was working with Hastings County, and they're doing what's called a homeless enumeration. And what that means is their volunteers will be going around the community seeking out people who are homeless to be able to enumerate them to get a better updated number. The funding for this project is provided by the federal and provincial governments, and the City of Belleville, as I said, has provided the bus passes for the volunteers to get around town. You can participate if you know anybody who should be enumerated. You can participate at area code 343-261-7263, or in person during the lunch hour at the Bridge Street United Church, or dinner hour at the Salvation Army. And this information allows us to make sure that we continue to provide the resources necessary for that vulnerable part of the population. Last week I also did a video. A good friend of mine mentioned to me about the fact that just because a business is not open does not mean it is not essential. All of our businesses are essential, and after we come out of COVID, it's going to be so important for us to have those businesses there. And just because they cannot open doesn't mean that we don't care or need them. So that would be things like hair salons and some clothing shops and the buffet restaurants that can't do takeout or delivery, and a number of different businesses. So they're important to us, they're important to me, and I hope that you will join me by showing some love to them. You can purchase a gift card, you can of course shop curbside, do curbside pickup, but also you can do other things that even if they're not open. Like, for example, social media is an important part of today's society, and so you can go online and fill out a positive review about why that business is such a great business and why they offer such unique services. And you can also send a card, a card or a gift card to those businesses, say that we're thinking about them. We know this is a difficult time, but we still care about them and we want to deal with them. Lastly, I have 2 pieces of information I wanted to pass on. First of all, I received a letter today from the Belleville Agricultural Society regarding the 2021 Fall Fair and Quinte Exhibition. And they have made the difficult choice that they have to cancel this year's edition like they did last year. You have to really book far out the rides and the vendors and different things, and they just don't know yet if we're going to be able to provide the services that we would want to have for a Quinte Exhibition. So they are not going ahead this year, and we are hoping that the 2022 Fall Fair and Quinte Exhibition will be at the new site just off Highway 37 and Black Diamond Road, as they're relocating there. The last thing I wanted to say this week is something that we're all very, very proud of. The latest magazine edition of the Maclean's magazine is out. And the reason why it is so exciting is that if you go to it, it has the rankings of the best places to live in Canada. And this year, the city of Belleville has gone up to number 4 in the entire country. And here is the ranking right there, where it shows number 4 in Canada, behind Halifax, Fredericton, and St. Thomas, Ontario. And basically, there are 415 communities that were measured in Canada. In 2019, Belleville was number 127th overall. And this year, we've risen to number 4. There were 9 categories that they measured. They are housing affordability, taxes as a proportion of family income, crime stats over the last 5 years, the weather, the number of days that you're over 20 degrees Celsius, health, and that deals with specialists, doctors per 100,000, doctors' offices, and proximity to hospitals, amenities such as restaurant, bars, and even airports, population growth numbers, community engagement, and internet quality. And based on an objective review of those numbers, they've told us something that we've already known for a long time, that we live in an incredible, wonderful place. It's nice to see this validation by an outside group. As I said, that's an objective statistical analysis. We did really, really well in the areas of internet access, health in terms of numbers of doctors' offices per 100,000 people, and our amenities. And it's interesting. We still have lots of work to do in many different areas, particularly as it comes to internet access. People in rural parts of Belleville don't have the same as we do in urban parts of Belleville. But our partners at Bell Canada with Bell 5 and Cogeco have really invested tens and tens of millions of dollars to increase that service. And it's nice to have seen our numbers go up. I want to say very big thank you to past mayors and councils of the city of Belleville who have left us this wonderful city, and our council who has tried to pick up that torch and do great things. We're all very, very proud of this ranking, and we're working very hard to make sure that we continue to have progress in our community, so next year we also have a very good ranking. So that is what I have for this week. Stay warm in the middle of the week when the snow is set to arrive, but it won't last very long. But I want to just encourage people to get out, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the outside areas, take care of yourselves, take care of your mental health, stay positive, and we will be out of this COVID stuff before we know it, and looking forward to better days ahead of us. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you later.